Hey y'all, it's y'all favorite cozy girl, Chi the Reality Queen, and I am back again with another episode of Robe Chronicles. Tonight we're going to be talking about Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, Season 4, Episode 14. We are very far along the way on this season, and it is honestly just getting better. I don't think oh god, yeah, it's a really good season. I'm not hating it. Um I don't know if I'm quite sold on all of the housewives, but it's a good season and I'm enjoying it. I am enjoying it. So, this episode starts off with everybody waking up to their views. It's so beautiful. It's really nice. I mean, I love the house that they're in. And then they show Meredith in bed and they show her lack of view. And it's like, yeah, girl, you're not going to want to sit outside with that. You're not going to want to sit outside with that. Like, it's a blocked view. It sucks, but everybody got their own room, which is huge. Um, it's Monica's birthday, and Heather is like setting up the area where they're gonna eat to kind of do like a queen for a day thing and let Monica feel special because it's her birthday, which I love. I think that's where Heather really shines, is actually just caring about people and just doing for people that stuff that she probably wants people to do for her, but she's still willing to do anyways. And I think that's really her bread and butter. And she pretty much goes all out. Um, Whitney comes in and gives Monica a gift. It's like a little tank top or beach cover up that says salty AF. It's cute. I just think it's nice of them, right? They're treating Monica well, as we see. I mean, we all know after the season things get a little crazy, but at this time things are still good. Um, Whitney, Heather, Meredith, and Angie are all kind of setting up and doing everything for Monica's birthday. And they're talking about Whitney and the argument that Whitney had with Heather and the argument like with Lisa and over Lisa. And Monica is like, Meredith is like, I just don't think we should be talking to anyone that way. Like, her telling you to shut the F up is like rude and we shouldn't be talking to each other like that. And then they show a clip of Meredith, you know, being mad, well, towards Lisa about Angie. And I'm like, I don't know if this clip kind of fits because she didn't tell nobody to shut the F up, because that is kind of rude. You tell me to shut the F up, you actually asking for me to swing on you. That is like an invitation, like, hey, swing on me, right? Hey, let's fight. That's what I hear. When someone tells me shut the F up, it's like, oh, you want to fight. Like that's my interpretation of shut the F up. So I get it. Um, and then yeah, all of them are talking about that. Whitney comes out and she's like, I heard you guys talking about me, but she's not like being super negative. She's just like, what's going on? And she apologizes to Heather for how she talked to her and they hug it out. It was a really fake hug. And thank God Whitney called it out. She's like, okay, with this fake hug. And so Heather laughs and, gives her a better, more realistic hug. Um, Lisa shows up at the end, like, oh, what are we doing? Like, girl, we done now, practically. You're not doing nothing. And then Monica comes out and she's basically surprised and appreciative. Um, she thanks them, she cries over it, which normal. She tells the group about her plans or the plans for today, which is to go jet skiing. And then they have downtime because she's going to go meet with her family. And then they're going to meet up again for a dinner, which sounds like a fun day. I mean, you're on an island, like jet skiing or some type of water activity should be on the books. However, personally, I'm very against water activities now. I don't know what happened, but I woke up one day and I was really afraid of the ocean. I think someone posted on TikTok or Twitter. I was like, I'm never getting in the water again, at least not deep like that. Like I used to do snorkeling and all these fun activities. I've gone um, all types of stuff that I am now like, I can't do that. I also took a cruise, and one day, a day that we were at sea, I went to the top deck and looked over, And I think I just freaked myself out as well. Like, oh my God, it's so vast. There's nothing. And I don't want to be here. Like it was just, I don't know. I scared myself. Um, but jet skiing, I've done it and it's fun. So I'm glad that they're doing that. Um, and she tells him like, "Oh, I haven't seen my family in like." Monica's like, "I haven't seen them in like 30 years," and she said, um, she's, I didn't realize. Come to find out, LD, her mother, before they had left, remember, if we remember that argument, her mom was like, "Oh, let's go to therapy, let's work it out." Her mama never showed up for the therapy session. Like, it's so crazy because people were trying to act like Monica is this crazy child and she's gaslighting her mother. But for her mom to not show up for the therapy session that she suggested at dinner, I'm starting to see her for who I mean, I already knew that her mama was a little off, but it's like she's exactly who Monica is saying she is. And maybe Monica is also so used to that she's kind of like reacting preemptively. But it's like attempting to avoid disappointment is a defense mechanism. Anybody would do it if they're so used to that level of disappointment from their parent. Like, your mom didn't even show up to the therapy session she suggested. That was her idea when y'all was arguing in that restaurant. And she didn't show up. Like, that's raggedy. I don't care what nobody say. Um, then after that breakfast, Monica tells Lisa to join her on her balcony from her room. She texts her. When she gets there, she tells her about the conversation her and Meredith had. And she's like, "Oh, Meredith was telling me that she thinks that um, Angie is part of the Greek mafia and this and that." I'm like, I don't, there's a lot of things that happen in this show, but I think I mean, I don't, what was it? What was the name of that show with Big Ange and all that stuff? Like, we saw people part of like real mafias on TV. So I don't think that someone who is part of a mafia would shy away from television because clearly people don't have any problem doing it, right? But Mob Wives. Yes, that was it, right? We all watched that show. It was fun. We laughed. We enjoyed, rest in peace, Big Ange. But it's like, I don't, I like, I wanted to say, oh, maybe a mafia person wouldn't come on TV, but I don't think that's a big deal. But I just don't think that's Angie. Like, kind of a weird claim for them to make. Like, she doesn't seem like the type. And especially also her husband's not even Greek. So I don't know. I feel like those things are a little close knit and she not really on the inside like that. Um, and I'm just like, Monica, shut up. You can't see when somebody's sending you to do their dirty work. You can't see. Like, Meredith clearly knows you have a big mouth. She's sending you out there to do her dirty work for you. And like, you're doing it. You've fallen right into the trap. Then she starts talking about how, she got these DMs and all that stuff about her like having a tax lien, about Angie having a tax lien, and the DMs came to her. And Meredith told her to look at them and blah, yada, yada, yada. And Lisa is pissed because Lisa is so tired of this behavior from Meredith because she feels like that's what Meredith did to her when they were talking about her SEC filing or whatever happened with her. And so she feels like this is just Meredith. This is who she is. This is what she does. And she's tired of it. Um, and Monica in her confessional is like, I really hope that she's not just trying to use me as this scapegoat and da 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 da. But it's like, Monica, I mean, you do know you don't have to talk about it, right? Someone could tell you something and then you could not talk about it. You could just let it go. It's always a possibility. Always, I mean, I'm not saying you must, but I'm just saying it's always a possibility that you just don't have to talk about it. You could be like, huh, that's interesting, and never mention it again. But You don't do that because you messy. Okay. Messy Monica. We love it, but also, girl, yeah. um, then they are going to jet ski, and oh my god, Heather has on the most hideous pair of sunglasses. I'm like, did Angie K let you borrow these? Because these are ugly. Where did you find these? And go return them back. Where from whence they came? Take them back. Take them back. They were so ugly. I'm like, what the hell? And I don't know if it maybe it's her face shape, maybe it would look different on a different face shape, but girl, no, that was hideous. Um, and then Angie, her glasses were just so big. Like, I think what it is Angie, she likes sunglasses and she gets a lot of good pairs, but she doesn't know her face shape. So then she'll also get some pairs that are just like, what are you doing? You just bought this, huh? You didn't even sample it. You didn't put it on your face, huh? You bought this online. And after you purchase it, you're like, damn, the $500 has been spent. I'ma just wear them. Like I feel like that's what she. Yeah, well, I already spent the money. Might as well just wear them because that has to be what she's saying. Because some of these are just like, why would you wear that? Then when they're driving, I don't even. I think I don't even remember how they got on the conversation, but I think Heather said something about talking to her daughter, and Monica's like, "Oh, is she having sex?" And Heather like, I am not talking about my daughter's sex life, and da 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 da. And honestly, I get it. You don't have to talk about your daughter's sex life because it's your daughter. It's not yours. It's kind of weird if she doesn't want that on TV. It's weird for you to bring it up. But I would also like to note, in previous seasons, Heather has said that she hopes her daughter is having sex and this and that and woochie woochie whoop. So it's a little contradicting. A little, just a little bit. Um, I also don't think Monica meant anything by it. Like, I don't think she was trying to be like, "Ooh, is your daughter having sex? How and when and with who?" It was just like, "Oh, you're this girl who talks about wanting your children to live different from you. How different are they living?" Like, I think that's just kind of where it was at. But again, if that is a boundary Heather wants to set, I think she's within her right. Because if Monica had asked about your personal sex life, then it's a little more different for you to not answer. But your daughters, I think you can be like, I'm not talking about my daughter's sex life. Like, I think that's fine. Um, but anyways, they make it to the jet skis and it looks like a blast. They get to feed the fishies bread, which was kind of cool. Again, I was terrified even just watching it. Like I said, I need to get that out of my head. I need to go back to enjoying ocean activities. But right now, I don't know, they scare me. I'm hoping that before I take a vacation to an island somewhere, I'm like over this because I cannot continue to be afraid of the ocean and want to go take an ocean vacation. Okay. Um, anyways, they finish. It looks like a blast. They get back on the van so they can go, I think, to the beach while Monica goes to be with her family. And just in the middle of them talking, Monica hops off and she's crying. She throws her phone into her bag and she runs off the van. And I'm just like, what the heck? And here comes nurturing, caring, loving, motherly Lisa hopping off the bus to her rescue. Like, what happened? What's wrong? And honestly, for the person that everybody claims is not very nurturing, which I too don't think so. She was the only one that hopped in to check in on the girl. Everybody else was just like, "What? What happened? What happened?" But from their butts, from their seat, they didn't get up to check to make sure she was good. They just were saying it in the van and speculating. Lisa goes, follows her into the restroom. Monica is freaking out, like freaking out, like crying, shaking, throwing up, you know. And come to find out, her family canceled. They no longer want to see her. And she thinks that her mom had something to do with it. Now, that could be true. I don't know. Maybe the family, the pressure. of being on camera got to them. Not everybody wants to be on camera, not everybody wants to be on TV. And if that was a stipulation of them meeting, that could have been something that, turned them away. I don't know, but it is weird that they literally like ghosted her. And I saw people talking online like, oh, well, why didn't she call them personally? She said that they had just stopped responding to her. Like they probably told her, like, hey, cancel it, we're not doing it. And then they stopped talking to her because the way she said it was they weren't responding to her. So it appears, I don't know if that's true or what happened, but it appears as if they were just done. Now, this just seems to be a trend on Salt Lake City, right? Like, I feel like in season 2, Whitney went to go meet with family and they canceled. And I also feel like Heather traveled somewhere to meet with family and they also canceled. Like, or someone who she thought was going to show up didn't show up, or saying, and for some reason they got a lot of familial issues. It's like a Salt Lake City thing. I don't know, but yeah, I know I've read online a lot of people were saying they think she made it up. She doesn't have any family there or whatever. But I do think she has family there. And I think she probably was, because that level of disappointment, I don't think you could fake it personally. You might be able to fake it if you're really good at acting. But I think that was genuine disappointment. And maybe the producers set it up, right? Maybe the producers were like, oh, we want this, this, and this, and this, and that. And then the people were like, we're not going to do that. We don't want to. And then they were like, okay, then you're not going to meet. And then they basically just cut Monica off because of it. Like, we really don't know the background because we don't get that family side. But and they didn't even give us no names or nothing. So people really don't know who they are. So we really don't know how that really went down. I would really, really hope that her mother would not do that because that's just vile. But you never know. Some people are vile. And if she didn't show up to the therapy session, maybe. And then we come to find out that her mama thought she was also going to be going on this trip. Miss Mamas, what made you think that? And maybe that's what pissed her off. Like, yes, she had planned. Yes, she had thought they were all going to go. But when her mom found out that she wasn't going to Bermuda, her mama was like, psych, I'm not going to help you. I'm not going to do that. So maybe that's what happened. I hope not. But I mean, I already have a low opinion of her mother, but who am I? I'm nobody. But yeah, it's, I just hope not, because it was weird. Um, and everybody feels sympathy for Monica, Lisa, all the girls, they feel really bad. And I'm like, when I saw people talking about it being fake, I'm like, hopefully that's not the narrative on the show because, baby, y'all have all had that happen to you. Not all, but a bunch of you guys have had that happen to you where family didn't show up. So why would you turn around and call it fake? You know what I mean? Um, but yeah, they go to, so instead of her going to meet her family while everybody else goes to chill, they all go to this private like beach to have lunch and just kind of chill by the water and have a good time. I guess eat fish sandwiches and chips. That's probably the poorest thing I've seen them do on this show. But because they were fish sandwiches, maybe they were a little bit more expensive than I think. um yeah, so they get over there and everybody, like, sits down and Monica's like, can we play F Mary Kill, and whatever. And I'm like, you don't want to play with Monica. She really be effing people, other people's husbands. She do that. She do that. Like, I'm not playing with you, because if you say my husband, girl, I'm gonna have to swing on you. I must. I must swing on you, because we know that you are not above sleeping with somebody else's husband. So you say my husband, I gotta swing on you, girl. What? No, not my husband. You better say John. You bet. You better say somebody else. Um, but yeah, Lisa was like, "Oh, I only sleep with John. That's it. I swear, I love sleeping with John. That's it for me." And then they're like, "Okay, well, pick a celebrity." She's like, "Oh, Idris Elba." Girl, you didn't even take a breath. You had that at the front of your mind. You have wanted to sleep with Idris for a long time, huh? Oh, I mean, Idris fine. Don't get me wrong. Idris fine. But like, damn, there was no delay on that. That has been in her mind for a long time. She has thought about that. that has that has been lingering in her brain cells for some time. Um, but then yeah, Lisa's like, oh, after they're done playing that game, uh, Angie is like, oh, we should go take a walk. Or I mean, Lisa tells Angie like, oh, we should go take a walk real quick. Obviously, she wants to use this time to talk about what Meredith said. So she tells Angie what Meredith said to Monica, or what Monica told her that Meredith said. And in that moment, I realized I think Lisa and Angie are wearing like matching Versace bathing suits. Like Lisa's is a one piece, but it's the same Versace print. I'm like, y'all, I know y'all planned that. She tells her the thing about the Greek mafia, and she thinks that, Meredith is the one sending the DMs, which a part of me low key agrees with because it's like very random. Um, but yeah, it was just random. But anyway, she gives Angie the information, and Angie's very calm about it. What? What? I mean, I don't know. I don't know about y'all, but all of Angie's outrage just sounds so staged and practiced. Like I feel like she sits in front of the mirror and goes, "What? How dare you?" Okay, no. What? How dare you? Like, I feel like that is how she goes through and practices how she's going to react to stuff and come on the show. Like, it just very forced, in my opinion. Anyways, they finish, they all go back to their, Airbnb or house or whatever, and they're getting ready, for the dinner. Or actually, they're chilling before they get ready for the dinner. And like Heather calls her daughter and she's like, oh, I fought with Monica over your sex life and this and that, blah, 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 blah. And I'm just kind of like, now, Miss Mamas, you had a whole fight with Whitney over Lisa, but you only telling your daughter about the one about her sex life? Like, girl, no, come on. You just, like, come on, address it all. If you're going to talk about who you fighting with, that wasn't even a big fight. Monica was like, oh, okay, shit. Like, it was not a big deal. Um, Then Whitney in confessional is like, I like to read. Okay. She's like, a lot of people don't know this about me. Like, okay, you're right. We wouldn't have guessed that. You're right. You caught us. We would have never guessed that you like to read. So sorry. Hate to judge a book by its cover. No pun intended, but I am surprised that you like to read. Okay. I'll be honest. Yes. Very surprised. Sorry. Um, but she read Bad Mormon, which is good because, or is reading Bad Mormon. Uh, I think that's good. I mean, it's her cousin's book. You should read it. Um, and then Angie goes over to Monica to ask her about, what she heard from Lisa, just to confirm what was said. Um, and she confirms it. And she's like, you know what I also realized? She's like, I think Meredith sent the DMs because Meredith told me to check my DMs for that DM because she said she got it. But she's like, now I'm thinking maybe she didn't get it and she just sent it to me, excuse me, and told me to check my DMs. So I'm thinking, like, oh my God, someone's sending this about everybody. Because let me be honest, I don't even look at like spam DMs, and I can't even imagine how many spam or DMs they get that are from people that are not, that they don't know. Um, and to pick one of someone with 16 followers, and what made you read that, right? Like, what would make you read the DM from someone with 16 followers? Like, I don't know. It is a little suspect, right? Um, and she thinks like, okay, I think Meredith's using her, and she tells that to Angie. But let me just say, I've realized in confessional, Monica has like the best hair. Like, I don't think a housewife tops her hair. Right now, as I'm watching it, Monica's hair is the best. It's so thick, it's so luscious, it's so dark, it's so shiny. I know it's a weird thing to obsess about hair, but her hair looks so good. It's like noticeably good. Like it noticeably looks better than everybody else's hair. So just a little add on. Uh, she FaceTimes her daughter and she tells her daughter about what happened. And she's like, my daughter is like my best friend. And I love that for her. Like, I love that she has the relationship with her daughter that she probably wishes that she had with her mother. Right. Like, I love that she was able to still cultivate that while lacking it herself. And I hope it's true and genuine. And I hope her daughter doesn't come back years later like, oh, my mom was terrible. I mean, she could think she's terrible for a lot of things, but hopefully not for the relationship that they have. Because I would love for her to be able to overcome that, because knowing that LD's mom was also terrible to her and then LD was terrible to Monica, it's like, please just stop that, you know, that level, that generational hate that these mothers are having for their children. So I hope that she, that bad characteristic, that flaw ends with her, and she is better with her kids. But what I will say is I love that she's open and honest with her daughter, but I also kind of wonder, and I'm curious, is does she not think that maybe she's putting a lot of pressure on a 17-year-old? Because her daughter is only 17, and to be so entrenched in that drama at 17, I don't know. It kind of seems like a lot. It's probably a lot to deal with. And I hope that the daughter is able to set that boundary with her mom. Like, hey, mom, right now, I can't. I have like history finals to do. Or, she's able to kind of play that level of like, I have a boundary with my mom. You're not able to just trauma dump on me because I'm your daughter? So I hope that's there. I love their relationship. Like I said, I hope it's better than, her relationship with her mother. But yeah, I'm excited for her to have that. Plus, her daughter is just so calm, it seems. Like, she seems like, okay, I think she knows her mom's a bit dramatic. I think she knows who her grandma is. And she's kind of like, I'm the opposite. Like, I am a calming force. So I just think it's kind of cool. Um, Anyways, the dinner that they were supposed to have was supposed to be like a pirate bed wench type pirate wench thing type dinner. So they're all supposed to dress as pirates or they're wenches or whatever. And I think everybody did a really good job with their costume except for and Lisa, because obviously Lisa hates costumes. And I'm like, you are so focused on wearing all these cute outfits, which she has a lot of. I don't think this one was so cute that she couldn't have put on a pirate costume. It was just pink. But anyways, they go to their, I mean, even Meredith tried a little bit, actually, which is surprising because I feel like Meredith is always so off, but even she tried a little bit. And they go to the dinner. Woo, they had to walk a country mile upstairs, downstairs, through caves to get to this dinner location. I was like, what is going on? Like, they really had to walk so far. I was just like, why are y'all walking this far for dinner? No, I'm not eating here. I'm not eating there. Okay. Sorry, I'm lazy, y'all. I'm hungry. Like, especially maybe because they're not hungry ever. But if I'm hungry and I gotta walk the way they walked in those heels, it can never happen. It can never happen. Um, but anyways, they get to dinner. It actually looks like a really cool place. It looks nice. It's like in a cave on top of like on the there's some water, you know? So it's actually really cool. Um, and Monica immediately, she's like, since I felt slut shamed earlier in the car, when was the last time all of you guys had sex? And everybody responds like, oh, the day I left, the day before I left, whatever. Even Angie. Y'all having sex now? Y'all having sex when you just spent the last 13 episodes telling us that you and your man ain't had sex because Electra sleep in the bed? So which is it, baby girl? Angie, is you lying to us? I think you're lying. Well, maybe they are having sex. Maybe they were never not having sex, and that was the lie. Because I'm like, we just spent half the season talking about how Electra is in your bed and y'all haven't been intimate to you having sex right before you left. I'm not buying it. Okay. So, but everybody else said that as well, except for Meredith, who I guess Seth left before she left. So she said she had sex before that. And Heather all of a sudden is like, I'm not talking about my sex life because it's not fair. I'm not married. And so for me to talk about my sex life is like ridiculous. And I'm like, and here comes Monica saying exactly what I was thinking. Girl, is you a bad Mormon or what? How are you still so cautious about a sex conversation when you're trying to, be different? And to me, I'm just kind of like, I don't know. I didn't really like that. Because remember, I said earlier, like, okay, she asked you about your daughter's sex life. If you want to have that boundary, great. But now she's asking you about yours and you're still kind of being evasive and weird. Like, girl, I haven't had sex. Even if you lie, it's been a while. I haven't had sex in a minute. I can't remember. It's been a minute. But the fact that you're so like, I'm not having that sex conversation and it's rude because I'm the only person that's single. And Monica's like, I'm single too. And she's like, yeah, but you're still married. She's like, yeah, but I'm getting a divorce. So, excuse me, I'm obviously not sleeping with that person. You know what I mean? So I'm just like, Angie mentioned it earlier when she talked about her daughter. She's like, these Mormon thoughts and beliefs are so ingrained in these people that sometimes it's really hard to get out of it. And I think that's what we're seeing here with Heather. Like Heather came in season 1 like, woo, I'm dating, I'm single, I'm trying to date men and this and that and about, like, that storyline has completely disappeared. Like she is so strict. It's like, damn, mama, you strict. Like she's not dating, she's not talking about sex, she's not this, she's not that. And I'm just like, as the housewife with no husband, like we should be seeing that, right? Like something, like I just don't get it, especially when that was her shtick early on. That was who she was supposed to be season 1, a little season 2, and now all of a sudden you can't talk about sex on camera. Like I don't know, but it's really, really triggering. And she tells Monica to shut the F up, like Whitney had told her the other day. I'm like, whoa, mama, like you are really tripping. Like it was really, honestly, the level of anger that she was feeling didn't actually even make sense to me. I didn't get it. Maybe I'm dumb, maybe I'm a fool, but I did not understand it at all. Um, then Angie, it's so funny. Whitney is like, maybe we shouldn't play games anymore. You think y'all really need to stop doing that? Then Angie's like, well, let me take the heat off of you, Heather and Monica, and let me go on ahead and wet my whistle before I address Meredith. Girl, just get to talking. Don't be wetting your whistle none. Like, then she brings up the allegations. Of course, Meredith immediately denies them. Meredith lives in Deny City. I love her. I love her. But Meredith be denying everything. And all of a sudden, Lisa starts going off. Like, I don't know why this is so triggering to Lisa, but she is like, no, Meredith, you can't keep doing this. You can't keep behaving like this. This is what you do. You find these DMs, this paper, this stuff on other people. You did it to Mary. You did it to me. You did it to Jen. And now you're doing it to Angie. And I sat there like, oh my God, she has, or information has come up through a weird source around Meredith. Like she told Lisa that Jen was going to get charged or something was going to happen. She talked about everything. It's true. She literally, even the Lisa thing, the SEC papers, and the SEC filing or whatever. And it's like, Meredith, you're not looking too innocent here, because the fact that it's happened more than once is starting to get like a little crazy. And what's even funnier, right, is because she even told them, I think season 2 or season 3, that she hired a background investigator to investigate her friends or Jen or whatever. And I remember even then, Lisa was like, why do you have somebody investigating your friends? And it was weird then and it's weird now. And I know that that's probably what she did to Angie. She found somebody who did a deep dive, a private investigator who did a deep dive into Angie, and then she had the information DM'd. That's what it seems like. That's what it sounds like is happening here. So I kind of see it. I kind of see what Lisa's talking about. And then she goes on to add, and now you're treating Monica like you treated Whitney. You're getting her to release the information for you. Now, the difference between Monica and Whitney is I feel like Meredith didn't even talk to Whitney about stuff. Whitney just brought it up and was like, well, Meredith said, and I hate that because they keep taking it. They keep taking what Whitney says as like fact. I'm like, Meredith did not say that to Whitney. Where did you guys get this from? Like, why y'all taking that lie? But that's what she does, and everybody takes it. And I'm like, am I going crazy? Because Meredith did not say that to Whitney. Whereas in this situation, she actually did say it to Monica, not saying that she was, but she did tell Monica, check your DMs. We saw it. We watched the conversation, right? So we know that you did push Monica in this situation. In Whitney's situation, we were not able to get no evidence that Meredith told Whitney anything. So that's a little different. Um, and then Lisa gets so mad. She's like, if one more DM or anything like this gets sent, I'm going to have John and I's cybersecurity team check it out. Lisa has a whole cybersecurity team. Baby, what do you do? Because the same way we was asking about Jen Shaw and what she does, I think we need to investigate what Lisa and John really do, because that don't make no sense. Can someone, with a lot more time and a lot more technical skill, please look into it, because this don't sound right. And here comes Whitney like, should I have a cybersecurity team? And Heather is like, she has 7 lawyers, she has a cybersecurity team. It's really weird. Something's not quite right about Lisa's funds and what she does with them. Like, I need answers, okay? Like, I'm sorry. I'm suspicious of the girl now. Like, it's weird. Someone's got to tell me what's going on. Um, but despite all that anger and craziness, they're able to leave dinner in like a peaceful note. And that's why I kind of like the Salt Lake City girlies, because they left dinner like, okay, like, let's all calm down. And they just walked up out of there like everything was good. I'm like, wait, we're not angry anymore? Wait, we're good? Wait, what's going on? So I don't know. I know it's gonna come back up next episode, but I love that they don't end it within the middle of an argument on this one. And they just like, it's kind of just dead and over. Um, I'm really interested to see about this cybersecurity thing. Like, someone sent one more DM, because I need to know what Lisa's spending her money on. We need to find out. Uh, but yeah, that's how that episode ended. It was actually a good episode. I think Salt Lake City is really shaping up to be my favorite Housewives series. I hate that I'm saying that, but they're just doing well this season. They're doing really, really well, in my opinion. Tell me what you guys think. Are you guys loving this season of Salt Lake City? Is it boring to y'all? Please like, comment, subscribe, share. Let me know what you guys are thinking, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.